Folks at home, we're here in Sweet Home, Alabama in the Black Belt deer country. Bow season opens up tomorrow. We got Liz here on deck. You ready?
I am. I'm going for a big guy.
The big boy. She's already looking for the sad daddy. Get ready to go hunting in the morning. I think we're going to have a lot of rain coming through, so we're going to get the rain gear on, get everything set up, bow sighted in, and Liz is always the lucky charm. I have no doubts with her. All right, opening day. Liz got the crossbow ready.
We're ready.
It's definitely a wet one. It's been raining here on us all day long. Got Casey over here. Claire's lined up. We're ready to go. So we typically prefer to bow hunt in the woods, but we're going to get over 2 inches of rain today, so we're going to sit in a shooting house to keep all of our camera gear dry. So we didn't have much activity at all during the rain, but right after it stopped, we started seeing some movement. A doe and 2 buttonhead bucks hung around pretty much the entire evening. And right at dark, what looked like a shooter buck came out on the opposite side of the field, but too far away to get a shot. Let's see if she's got her game face on this morning. Yes. We're up, it's about 5 o'clock a.m. We're ready to go. We're about to seal the deal this morning, aren't we?
Yes.
We know where some big ones are traveling.
Hardly slept at all last night.
She's excited, so we're about to sneak in there, hopefully slip in on them. This is the shooting house we hunted in yesterday afternoon, and since we had a little bit drier weather, we decided to hunt in a ladder stand over here on the same side of the field that we saw that nice buck yesterday. And there's definitely a lot of deer sign in this area. So around 8 o'clock, we had 2 young bucks come in from the opposite side of the field, and they were too young to shoot. But as you can see here, the rain had all the grass sprouting on this green field, and they were mowing it down. And a few hours later, that early morning start began taking a toll on Liz, so we decided to get down, eat some lunch, and then swap to another stand. Alright, we gave the morning hunt 6 hours. Unsuccessful, just dropped the crossbow down. We're gonna go eat some lunch and move to a different stand. We're not giving up yet. So we got into our afternoon stand around 1:30, and Liz and I both had a really good feeling about this setup because there were acorns everywhere. It's a thin hardwood bottom, and it didn't take long at all before the deer started moving in. We had 3 does come right in front of the stand at about 2 o'clock. So we had some deer activity back behind our stand, but we couldn't turn around to look because these 3 does were looking back in our direction. But we heard a deer walking directly below our stand, and the first look we got at it was this giant buck, probably 5 yards in front of our tree. It's definitely a shooter buck. I give Liz the go-ahead that I'm on it. She's moving up to get the shot. The buck looks directly at us, so we both had to pause. And then as soon as he begins turning around, Liz takes the safety off, and he steps directly behind these small branches. So we did the right thing. I told Liz, don't rush the shot. So the buck walks over to check out the does, and what happens next, I can honestly say I don't think I've ever experienced as a hunter. This buck basically stands within 15 yards of us, what seems like for an eternity. It felt like there were certain times where it would take him 5 to 7 minutes before he would take a single step. Luckily, we had a north wind and it was blowing directly into our face. And at this point, he starts eating some acorns and feeding across, and we just need him to take about 5 more steps to the right here. And because of all the time that we've had to watch this buck, Liz is rattled. I can hear her heartbeat. I can tell she's shook up, and she needs this buck to make a decision, either go left or right. So this is the deciding point. He's about to step out into the open, but instead of taking a couple more steps, he turns around and starts moving back through to us. So Liz has watched this buck for over 20 minutes, and he's literally 2 seconds away from walking out behind this tree, and of all things, a doe blows and stops him in his tracks. So rather than continuing on that path, he actually turns and starts coming back towards us, and that's fine, but then we're going to have a shot on the other side of this tree as soon as he gets to that opening. And once again, when he's literally 2 feet from stepping out in the open, one of those original does spots Liz moving the crossbow, blows, and this is what happens. Alright, we think he's down right over here. That was a perfect shot. I know we saw the illuminated knock arrow, and I'm pretty sure we saw some horns. It sounded like he crashed right over here on the other side. That was about a 30-yard shot.
Right here.
Okay, yeah. So that's the lit up knock, so the arrow's still in him. Got some bad news, folks. We've been tracking that deer. It's pretty open through here, and we've been at it for about 3 hours. No luck. We shot the deer about 2:30. It's 5:30. No sign of blood. No deer. We got 4 of us. We've each split up, and we're walking rows here down through, and nothing. Not a sign of anything. It was a perfect shot, so it's really kind of unexplainable. What we think happened is it went through the deer and hit the shoulder on the other side, so there was no exit wound, and that's why we're having trouble finding it. But
Got an hour left to daylight.
hadn't lost hope yet. That's right. We may have to go try to find some dogs. We're not giving up on this buck. So the rest of the crew is still out there looking for the deer, but I wanted to come back tonight and look at this shot on a big screen and just kind of dial it in and see exactly what happened, and if it was a good shot or a bad shot, and see if we can figure out why we're not finding any blood. So we're going to go full speed first, and then we're going to break it down in slow motion. Alright, now let's take a look at it in slow motion. In my opinion, that is perfect shot placement. But now let's break it down frame by frame exactly what happened. And I'm going to get really zoomed in right here. So we were always told, especially with the bow and arrow, to shoot right behind that shoulder. And that to me is perfect, but watch what happens here. I've watched it a couple times. The arrow seems to kind of deflect to the right after impact. You see that? I kind of think that it may have hit a rib, or it either went back there and hit the back shoulder and kind of went off to the right. We read some things online that says when you're shooting quartering away, you want to shoot right at basically that leg right there. And in my opinion, if you were to shoot at that opposite leg, that would be kind of borderline gut shot. You know, but they say that's where it goes to the most arteries. I was kind of always taught to shoot right there, kind of hit all the organs. But I'd love to know your guys' feedback down in the comments. Tell me if I'm right or wrong, or if this was a good shot or bad shot. And the main thing that we're having an issue with is there is no blood trail. So because we didn't have an exit wound on the other side and the arrow's still in it, so there's no way for the blood to come out, it's almost impossible to track this deer. And one last question I have for you dog hunters is, will a tracking dog be able to track a deer without a blood trail? And we may bring some dogs in the morning. So I'm going to wrap it up here tonight. I've got to get back out there and try to help Liz locate this deer. And I hate to leave you guys hanging like this, but hopefully in the next couple days you'll see a video of us recovering the deer. But I hope you all enjoyed this video, and we'll see you all next time.